just received a unfortunate amount of news. Also, I'm making a peanut butter and honey. So, the hoodie that I have designed, the one that I'm wearing right now, the one with the rhinestone sparkles, is being delayed. If you've ever manufactured anything in China or you know anything about it, the Chinese love to take copious amounts of time off for New Year's, which more power to them. Great. But 2 weeks in manufacturing is a lot of time. I had planned this drop for March 15th. And now, the hoodie being delayed, I'll have 2 items done and 1 item that is potentially not going to be done in time. Now, here's the deal. I had budgeted for this hoodie to be around $120, which is what the previous hoodies were costing. And that was including sea shipping, which takes a month. So if the drop was done with manufacturing by like February 12th, we do sea shipping, which takes a month. It arrives by March 12th or so. And then we ship all the pre-orders. When we've shipped all the pre-orders, then we can do the full drop. That's how my process has gone. Now, t-shirt and the sweatshirt that I showed you are finished. The wait, I need to remove this cap. The beanie that I've made will also be done on time. So it's just because of these rhinestones, the hand finishing, is the reason that the hoodie is going to be delayed. But don't worry, I have a solution. It's not a great solution. It's not one that I love, but it is one that people might love. Instead of sea shipping the hoodie, I'm going to have to express ship, which costs about 4 times as much. So it is going to add a significant amount of cost, production cost, to the hoodie. What am I going to do about it? Am I going to raise prices? No. Something that I think is underrated in luxury clothing or the business space is the ability to go, there's a mistake that happened and I'm not passing that mistake on to customers. I've already had to raise prices because of our fucking retarded president and his tariffs, and I don't want to raise prices again. So what is happening with this is that I am going to keep this hoodie the same exact price that it was, and I'm going to crank my profit margin down significantly. Now, if you have an MBA like I do, you know that everyone with an MBA is spinning in their grave or out of their grave hearing this. This basically brings my hoodie down to a loss leader. I'm not losing money on it, but it's definitely got a much thinner, almost razor thin profit margin at this point. But here's what I'm doing. My whole philosophy with Minimum was for people to have a holy shit moment. When you open a Minimum package, I want you to have that like, holy shit, I got my money's worth feeling. There is nothing worse than buying a hoodie or buying something, especially if it's expensive, and getting it, and the experience of opening it sucks. The hoodie's too light, it has no stickers with it, it has no other packaging. You put it on and it fits weird, it's tight around the shoulders, it kind of hangs weirdly at the waist. All of that contributes to a horrible feeling, and then you never buy from them again. I would much rather feel like my customers are robbing me, or rather, I would rather my customers feel like they're robbing me. Going by standard margins, completely normal business pricing for clothing without an insane profit margin, this hoodie should be priced at $150. And I'm definitely not a budget brand. I'm not trying to compete with And One, but I'm trusting that this fighting hard against tariffs, against shipping costs, against manufacturing costs, to keep prices as low as possible while still maintaining that same price point, will provide enough customer goodwill to continue to make the brand feel tenable. I don't want to sell Minimum ever, really. It may at some point sell a non-controlling stake, but the plan is for me to be the head of Minimum forever. And I really want anyone who buys into Minimum in the future to tell me, holy shit, why are your margins so low? I don't want people to go, oh, wow, you got beautiful, you're running 99% margins on everything. Of course we want to buy it. I want someone who, if in the future I'm offered money for a portion of the company, I want them to look at the margins and I want them to buy in despite that. Because I feel like people are sick of feeling taken advantage of. Everyone feels like everyone's out to get them. And the amount of goodwill that you can win from just not doing that is immense. And that's why I'm going to be keeping this hoodie the same price. Now, unfortunately, that means a few more months of peanut butter and honey. But it's okay because I got multivitamins, and the multivitamins are going to prevent me from getting scurvy. The reason I got into making clothes was actually because of Civil Regime. And if you like them, great. I don't. I actually bought a hoodie from Civil Regime. I think I might still have it. And it arrived. And I think I spent $90 or $100 on it. And I was pissed that they had screen printed across the kangaroo pocket. So I had to pull, like the ink had sunk through the kangaroo pocket to the actual body of the fabric. I had to rip it apart to open it. It felt crusty. It felt thick and heavy. The drop shoulders were about a 1/4 inch below my actual shoulder, despite me having sized up. So it wasn't really a drop shoulder. It felt constrictive. The band, the elastic band around the hem was so tight that it made me look fat as fuck. Like it constricted to my waist and then ballooned out. You know what I'm talking about? It frustrated me. And that was why I got into streetwear. Well, I mean, I'd been into buying streetwear, but that's why I got into manufacturing it. Because I was like, if they can do it and get this popular, someone who has good value for the clothing, who has high quality clothes, and has the interest of the customer at heart, the customer experience at heart, is going to go much further. And that's what's happened. Am I a good marketer? No, I'm a terrible marketer. Am I, the greatest clothing manufacturer on the planet? No. Do I even know everything about fabric and fashion? No. But what I do know is making sure that the customer experience is stellar. It's second to none. And I know that if people feel like a gift for themselves stays a gift, if it feels like a gift, then they're going to keep coming back. I'm not trying to pretend I do this completely altruistically. Is the plan to get disgustingly, extremely rich in the future? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not trying to do it off my current customer base. I'm trying to do it by the volume that I encapsulate. And it isn't supposed to be, the next Gap. I want to be the next Supreme or the next Stussy or the next Palace. I want to gain velocity through the amount of people that feel like they belong to something that is looking out for them. That's why we call it a cult. Will there be more profitable pieces in the future? Sure. But for right now, this hoodie I am taking on the chin. I'm doing it for viewers like you. For right now, I am making sure that this hoodie feels like an insane value and doesn't feel like someone who is planning to move to Dubai. Not that I would ever do that. Fuck Dubai. I can go live in a slave state. Anyway,